All right, so I guess we're getting ready here. Good evening, everyone. This is Danny Vann, and looks like we're ready to go live. And it's giving me a timer, so I wasn't sure what I was seeing over there. Well, listen, I'm a couple minutes early, so I think I'll just hang out for a moment. Let me know if anyone's out there, if you want to say hello in the comments or the chat, whatever they call it. Uh, and I'm looking forward to answering any questions you might have. Of course, the topic for tonight is the 5 keys to connecting your teen to community. And so these are the questions. Of course, I have a lot of other things I can talk about if you would like to ask me anything else. Um, let's see. Frame rate's low, so I'm getting a couple of feeds here. But no, I'm here. I'm excited to be part of this conference. And tomorrow night, Dr. John DeGarmo will be here, and so you'll be able to talk with him directly. And I know you've spoken to several of the other speakers, and we're all excited to be part of this whole advanced foster care topics. These are things that you don't get in the early stages, and so I realize that there's different people that have different needs and different issues, and so we're here to try and help you deal with those. And one of the things that that I, as a former foster, am helping to try and present to people is some I'm looking to set some resources out there to help bridge the gap between just existing and actually having some enhancement and having I'm trying to encourage you, of course, you know, but I also have a lot of resources that I can help connect you with, and that's really part of what I'm trying to do here. And so I'm looking. It's now 8 o'clock. And let's see, what are we getting? Okay, I'm getting a reminder to be here at 8 o'clock, and I'm here. So if you have any questions, please send them in. If you have uh, any suggestions, any concerns, I'll be glad to field those as well. But let me kind of start off by telling you that um, I realize how hard it is to deal with people that that come from trauma and are dealing with the outcome of having trauma. So you don't always get. I hate to use the word normal, but you don't always get straight answers. You don't always get an answer that is sometimes coming from the heart, because when you've survived trauma, you're in a survival mode a lot, and some things can trigger that. Issues can come up. Uh, your self-esteem can really suffer from that, and so these things that I'm trying to help present are ways to help the youth, the teenagers, the youth, even the young middle schoolers, to try and help them become connected, get involved, get that sense of self-worth. And I know folks, don't misunderstand me. It's not that I don't think any of you know how to do this stuff, but these are just some additional resources and some ideas that hopefully can help you along the way. And that's really where I'm coming from. So um, there's a lot of programs that are designed, and I was thinking about that this afternoon as I was preparing for this presentation or being on live. And I know it says John DeGarmo is live, but this is Danny Vann. um, but there's an organization called First Star, and they have a red star in their name, and they come alongside uh, late middle school to early high school youth that show a lot of promise, that show a lot of ambition, a lot of academic achievements. Okay, um, and if you have a youth who does want to go to college and knows they want to go to college, and maybe they even already know what they want to be when they grow up, or what courses they want to take, First Star will come alongside of them and sponsor them and mentor them and help them. And ultimately, there's scholarships available and all kinds of things. So go look up firststar.org. And it was founded by a famous TV director, and he's famous, but I can't remember his name right now. I'm sorry. Um, but there's also, well, it keeps telling me my frame rate is too low. Um, I don't know how to set my frame rate, people, while I'm doing this. Can I do it when I'm doing this? Stream, viewer. I'm sorry, give me a moment. Let's see. It doesn't give me camera controls. Um, Waiting for this to do something. I apologize. I hate to ignore something for too long because it could become a problem. Stream preview. Um, Let me go back to my live dashboard. How do I do that? Um, Back to camera, settings. Uh, my apologies, but I just lost my main. Let's go to the dashboard. Dashboard. There we go. I'm back. Learn more. Ay, ay, ay. This is not good. I don't want to learn this while I'm doing this. Thank you. So let me go back to some of the other links that I have available, or some other resources. Um, if you're looking for some immediate help of any kind, uh, there are, excuse me, for example, foster closets, which aren't education based, but yet they're connectivity. But the whole point of getting the teens connected to community is helping them, um, besides sports and maybe some of the clubs they could get into, but it's helping them create that sense of belonging. I realize there's if you're a foster parent, they're in your home, but then as they become closer to aging out, there's the issue of what's going to happen to me after I have to leave here, right? And so uh, we want to try and help prepare them and put them in contact with some people that will be with them going forward. Um, and so that's really where I'm coming from. Is there's groups, ucu.org, YOUSEEYOU.org, which will provide life coaches and mentors. Um, there are also, whoops, there's also, if they need counseling, UCU will help them set up some counseling. There's an organization called ahomewithin.org, and they also offer free counseling to foster youth and former foster youth. And then there's the opentable.org, which is another one which is kind of church based, and they offer mentoring and counseling and career development. Okay, because that's the other thing is if the youth, if they don't really know where they want to be or what they want to do, there's a couple of websites. One of them is called yourfreecareertest.com, yourfreecareertest.com, and they will help. It's a 5 minute question. We used to call it an aptitude test in my day. Um, and then there's also casey.org. If anyone has any questions, set them up here. Um, do I have a link to the live? Why am I being asked that? It should be on the main page. Let me reply to this and see if anyone's out there watching me. If anyone's there, I'm not seeing it. Could you let me know? I'm 10 minutes in. Um, I'm looking at settings. It says I'm live now. Um, it says I'm live now, but I don't see any. I don't see. It says I'm live. And I see no questions popping up, so I don't know if there's another page I'm supposed to be on. Let's see, is there anything else? Distribution. Is there something for distribution? Cross post, share pages to groups. No, we don't want to do that. Interactivity. Yeah, I'm not going to put a poll up. All right, let's see. Facebook. This tab is what? No, that's not it. I'm looking to see if I have any attendees. If you're an attendee, would you give me a shout of some sort? Because I really don't know if I have anyone on this call. Let's see. There's nowhere else to go. Let's see. Insights, 2 viewers. Oh, I have 3 comments. I'm sorry, I didn't see them. Where are they? Hi. Uh, Hello from Kansas. Hello, Marion. Hello, Kathy. That's good. All right. So now I'm seeing somebody. I know they're out there. If you have any questions, pop them in there, and I'll try to catch them a little faster. But yes, the whole point here is trying to come alongside the foster family, to come alongside the agencies, to come alongside the group home people. If you're looking for resources, I bring up the foster closets. Shalina says she can't find me. I don't know why. I've got 3 people on, so I don't know. Let's see if I got anyone else on here. Says I got 2 viewers, 3 comments, a couple of reactions, and let me see if I can send this to. Let's see. I have 2 viewers. I apologize for taking the time out here. I don't really know how to tell her how to find me. It says I'm live on Advanced Foster Care Topics. On Advanced Foster Care Team. Well, let me add a couple more things here, because this really isn't meant to really be a full-blown presentation. It's kind of meant to be interactive. Oh, she found it. Okay. She has new comments. Let's see if I can find it. I saw the notification. Kathy saw the notification. And Shalina said she had to go through Meta. Okay. Well, that's good. I'm glad you're here. And I'm so excited because, this is a platform to be able to encourage others, to give you some of the information and the knowledge that I've been able to acquire. Not that I know it all, because I'll tell you what, I've been in some groups here in the last few days, and wow, are they way out in front of us and very advanced. The Just in Time for Foster Youth, if you're in California, or if you know any foster youth in California, have them look up Just in Time for Foster Youth. It's just an incredible organization, and they do a lot. Now, the other thing I've learned in the last couple of weeks, if you have anyone emancipating out or aging out, is the Covenant House. They're in 22 states and in 6 countries, and they are a shelter, and they have mentors and counselors and job programs and stuff like that. So these are all things, again, that I have on my website at dannyvann.com. And I've also got a new book out, and we talked about that in the presentation. It's called 99 Days of 100% Encouragement. My shirt is an offshoot of that. All right, I got some more comments. It says 7 comments here. I only see 3. Where are the rest of them? There they are. Uh, Marilyn, hello Marilyn. If you have any questions for me, I'd be glad to help. Kathy Jones is here. Shalene is here. And I see you. And so let's see. So anyway, the new book, 99 Days of 100% Encouragement, is not a book. I mean, it's in paperback, but it's not a reading book. It's actually a photo, high definition photos that I put together from the public domain. I found all these photos, and they have positive sayings in them, like a meme, right? And inside of the sayings is very uplifting messages. Like day one, for example, is you are unique. There's no one in the world that's exactly like you. In the entire universe, you are the only you, right? And so that's just to help set the stage. And then underneath each photograph with the phrase and the positive sayings is a say it and a share it exercise. And the say it is meant to be said in front of a mirror so that you can talk to the person in the mirror and help encourage that person and say, you know what? I am unique. There is nobody exactly like me, right? So you tell yourself that. You reinforce this thought on a daily basis. Excuse me. And then there's a share it every single day and all 99 days, a say it and share it. And the share it is as you're out in the world and you're doing your day, you say to other people, you share with them, you say, you know what? They ain't nobody exactly like me. And that's a good thing, right? So that's day one. And there's many, of course, there's many more, but this book has already gone to the West Coast. I'm in Michigan, folks, just outside of metropolitan Detroit. And the book has made it to California through some of the Facebook groups that I participate in. And it's made it to the Just in Time organization. They bought 600 copies to give to their youth that are transitioning out into their independence, right, into their autonomy, if you will. And they call it empowerment, right? They empower them to take over their life. They help train them and help them get jobs and things like that. And so the CEO of Just in Time, Diane Cox, has said that the book was just, to her, it was so awesome that the pictures are colorful and kind of playful a little bit here and there, to have some fun with it. But that the message and the way the book was put together was very transformational. And they're all about helping to transform traumatized youth into, steady, happy, confident individuals who can go out and walk their life, right? So the transformational message of 99 Days is there. And as a matter of fact, Dr. John, on the inside cover, has endorsed 99 Days and said that he was very impressed with the amount of life lessons in the book for both youth and adults. And he was very impressed with it as well. So I hope that you'll consider getting a copy. Share it to your groups. It's out on Amazon, or you can get a signed copy if you would like by going to dannyvann.com, and the book is on the front page, or you can go to the shop link there. So that's a little bit about my new book, my second book, 99 Days of 100% Encouragement. I also wrote a memoir, which again was intended to encourage and inspire others. It has life lessons throughout that book as well. I finished that one. I published it a couple years ago. 99 Days was just published in December of 2021. Um, excuse me. But the memoir tells my life story, as well as taking you through some different stages and some different phases of life after foster care and emancipation. I emancipated out at 17. Made some mistakes, learned some things, found some different things, out about life, and have wound up now in a beautiful marriage. My wife is really awesome, very supportive, and she actually had some input into the 99 Days book. Actually, both books. She had some input into both of them, and was very helpful in helping me to bring those to life. So, thank you, Lena. uh, but I kind of digress a little bit. I'm here to try and help you in some way. So I'm looking for some questions, and I really don't see any new comments. So I may wind this down here in a few minutes. We'll give it a couple more minutes and see. I know Dr. John is on right now, so I would expect a lot of the parents could be out on his website. But let me share a few more resources with you because I enjoy doing that. Um, let's see. A Home Within Foster Care Psychological Services for Youth, foster youth, and these are all free services. And if they're not 100% free, then they're very discounted for foster families. So A Home Within, uh, let's see, where is it again? Oh, not A Home Within. I'm sorry. Finally, I did say A Home Within. I told you that one earlier. Uh, iFoster. One of the greatest places you can go, and there's two or three of them here, but is ifoster.org, and they have a section in there called Get Help. And even if your teen is a tween, and maybe they're starting to look at some colleges or some career goals or something like that, reach out to some of these organizations because they can help you. ifoster.org, the Ann E. Casey Foundation is phenomenal for the amount of research and the connections that they put at your fingertips. Ann, A-N-N-E, Casey. They have an extended foster care document. AECF.org is the name of their website. AECF.org. Excuse me. And then there's also the National Youth in Transition database. And these links are going to be on my website. If you have signed up for the retreat, the virtual retreat, then you're getting the emails, and I'll be putting those out there. By the way, tonight I'll be publishing day four's presentation link, which will be for Dr. John DeGarmo's presentation tomorrow. And I'll also, probably starting with this email going forward, because we've got some people that have joined throughout the week, I will recap the previous presentation links in the emails going forward. So when you get the email for today's new seminar, new presentation. Underneath it, I'll also say here's the previous day's links. So if you missed any of them, don't worry about it. I believe they're going to be up for a couple of weeks anyway. Mine will. Um, and you can go look at them when you want to. And just as a little housekeeping reminder, I will tell you that as we're releasing these presentations, and you're watching them on your schedule. We know people are working and they have things going on. Kids are getting out of school. There's graduations happening. There's a lot going on because summer's just picking up. So you've got a little bit of time yet. But what'll happen is probably on Sunday, uh, we will send out an email from the Advanced Foster Care Topics Virtual Retreat. Uh, and the email will say, uh, fill out the form to get your credits. Okay, so this is going to be a link, another link, and it'll take you to a form where you'll have the opportunity to put your name in it and then drop down which presentations you watched, because you're going to get 1 credit hour for each presentation. And depending on how many you watch, we'll send you a certificate that you can print out, and it'll be from from the Advanced Foster Care Topics, Dr. John DeGarmo as the host. I don't know why I'm coughing. I'll take a drink. And so you'll have this form, you can print it out, and it will have your credits on it. Again, it'll once you do the drop down form, that'll help me create this for you, and then you'll get an email back with that form attached to it, and it will tell you the names of the presentations that you said that you watched, and then it'll give you the number of credits that goes along with that. So that'll be probably Sunday is my target, and we'll give you another week or so to respond to those because I know it may take a while to get through all the presentations, and and mine was one of the long ones. So, but I tend to be a talker, um, and so I'm looking at 8:24. I don't know if we have any other. We do have some more comments here. Let me see if I can find the comments. There we go. What advice would you give to youth emancipating with trauma? And do I have any Florida resources for housing? Um, yeah, and there are resources for foster youth 26 and older. So let me take the first question. What advice would I give to youth emancipating with trauma? The biggest advice I could give to you is try to get some community support. Try to get a mentor. Try to get connected to someone or something. And if you have a passion, if you have a goal, if you have a dream, uh, you can get connected. I have that free ebook on my website, which talks about all these issues. It's called Foster Youth Survivor Basics, and so I would advise foster youth or adults or foster parents, or if you're in a group home and they're emancipating out, I would advise helping them get connected, and that's really what my whole presentation is about. If they can't now, ucu.org, youseeyou.org, also will put a life coach connection together, and it's free, completely free to foster youth and former foster youth. They'll also hook them up with a mentor. The life coach is, I think, for 90 days. The mentor is for life, and so you can do that. And I mentioned a couple other sites as well. Go to DannyVann.com, And you can find all these resources, and you can find more. There's just, I have dozens, and I probably got over 5 dozen links to different resources on my website, and there's more available. I'm adding more weekly. I'm learning more. Do we have any Florida resources for housing? Yes. I would advise you to check in with ifoster.org. I would advise you to check in with covenanthouse.org. And let's see who else. I'm looking for some of my other places here that said they would help. Um, those are the two that come to the top of my head. Finally, family homes, I don't know where they are, but you can also do a search on transition homes, foster youth transition homes in Florida, and see what comes up, because of course Florida is a large state, so I don't know where in Florida you might be looking, but you could check in with those. My guess is there's a Covenant House in Florida, and they are awesome. And I know Just in Time is talking about growing to other states. There are resources for former foster youth over 26. Um, I've got some of those on my website. I've got a couple more. Um, yes, uh, Linda Pastulis, if I'm saying your last name right, I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. But yes, Dr. John has approved all of these presentations, and they are approved for continuing ed hours. Uh, I I know someone asked an even more detailed question having to do with certain organizations, and my answer would be, if your organization does challenge or question any of this. Oh, thank you for posting my website, Shalina. I appreciate that. But if you do get any questions, or someone does challenge the CEUs, then I would refer you over to Dr. John, because he's dealt with this multiple times, and this is his retreat. So he stands behind it, and I believe you could let him know this has been certified, these presentations, by the Foster Care Institute with Dr. John DeGarmo. So all right, let's see. Do I have any other questions here? Thank you for the questions. This is awesome. And let's see. I don't know. We're getting close to 8:30, and I would like to keep going a little while to see if any of Dr. John's folks want to jump over here on this, if he had any of them over there. He may actually attend himself today when he gets done. I don't know. Shalina, could you invite him while we're sitting here? Thank you. She said no problem. All right. Let's see. If I missed your comment, I'm still trying to figure out how to do this. I answered that one. They're approved. All right. So tell us what I would like to have accomplished by the end of this virtual retreat. What would I like to have accomplished? I would like to have encouraged and inspired hundreds. I'd love to encourage thousands. I would like to encourage and inspire people, and bring their level of confidence and understanding to a higher place in the foster care space. I don't know what your role is, but my goal is to bring resources. I'm here to fill that gap. When I emancipated out at 17 in 1970, I had nothing. I was aware. The only thing I had heard about was because I graduated high school on my own, 100 miles from my hometown. Went to that school for one year. But I did manage to academically, which a lot of foster youth do. I say a lot, but I was on the National Honor Society, and so I was offered the opportunity to apply for scholarships. But my mind was somewhere else. I wanted to be a professional entertainer, so I moved from Cadillac, Michigan to Detroit, to Motown, and I wanted to get discovered, and I did. But what I want to do, what I'm hoping, and I believe I can speak for some of my other fellow presenters, is the goal is to educate and to encourage and to help bring some solutions to some not so easy problems and situations that people are having to deal with. It's very, very hard to live with people that have been traumatized. I mean, look at the Vietnam War vets and all the other people that have PTSD. And these studies and these scientists have recently been releasing studies that say that early childhood trauma and youth that have gone through domestic violence and the things that a lot of these foster youth have had to endure, uh, they have PTSD that is sometimes 3 to 4 times as bad as PTSD coming from uh, 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 folks that have been, in war or have come through the military. Shalina saying she agrees that this is our goal for the retreat, and I appreciate the question. Let me look and see if we got anything else. Thank you, Linda, for sharing this. Uh, Pitsulus, I'm going to try again. um, but yeah, we're very excited. We're pleased to present this retreat, this webinar, and I hope you can use this. Feel free to share. It's a free webinar, so if you have a link and you saw a presentation, that there's one on PTSD, by the way, that was just up last night, and there's more coming. But feel free to share the links. Feel free to invite others. As I said, we do request that you register. And the reason for that is it gives us an opportunity to connect with you. And so that, in the future, when we have another one of these, we can let you know. We can let you know some of the things that we are offering. Each presenter gives us an opportunity to spend some time connecting as well. So I have a newsletter that I put out it's like every other month because I have so much on my website. But yeah, we're very pleased to be here and offer that. I have some more comments. Let me see what the new ones are. Um, this one, let's see. Yeah. Uh, Cheryl Williams is here, and she's asking, what advice would you give to those who feel bad about themselves because of trauma? Well, you know what? My first piece of advice is go look in the mirror and tell that person it's not your fault. You didn't make those adults do those things to you. They never should have done those things to you. Children are meant to be nurtured, right? Not tortured. And so it's okay to feel bad for what you've been through, but you shouldn't feel bad about yourself. And you also, there's a couple of books. I don't know if you'll see this. I'm going to hold it up. The Body Keeps the Score, right? By Bessel van der Kolk. And then there's another one that Bruce Duncan Perry. I quote both of these guys in my book, 99 Days of 100% Encouragement. And they both talk about how a traumatized brain, the wiring is interrupted. You weren't nurtured, so if you've never been given love, you don't know how to give love, right? And so don't feel bad about yourself. Uh, you are not thinking clearly in some cases because your subconscious mind down in the bottom of your brain has been traumatized, and of course there's 450,000 people in foster care, and there's 450,000 stories about what they went through, right? So we can't always uh, uh, say one thing that covers all people. But you can say, and this is what these two gentlemen and others, Gabor Matt is another one, or Mate. There's several of these psychiatrists and psychologists who have done 30, 40 years of studies on traumatized brains. And folks, it's not your fault, and your thinking isn't your fault. Uh, the issues that you're having, great books, thank you, Kathy Jones. And Cheryl, I understand it can take a lifetime to straighten people out. Yes, I agree. And I trust me, even at my age, and I've gone through over 20 years of counseling, I still have outbursts, and I feel terrible about them. But it does take time, and it takes a lot of work and effort, and but you know what, it is what it is, and we are overcomers, and a lot of us are overachievers and overpleasers. And some people are struggle with that. um, the best trauma training for foster parents, boy, that word best is a hard one because there's so much. There's a couple of groups out there, trauma informed parenting, trauma informed foster parenting. Um, I think if you wanted to know what the best trauma training is, I would head for the Foster Care Institute with Dr. John DeGarmo. Um, he has some. There's also one of his proteges is Erin Bouchard, who does trauma training, and she has a website out there. But there's if you're connecting with someone who's part of the new trauma informed movement, and I say new, I think it's been going on about 20 years now, but it's really taken hold, and it's really beginning to make some differences with people. So um, let's see. We're kind of into the 8:39, so we've been going. I've been going for 40 minutes because I started a couple minutes early, but I wanted to make sure everything was working good. Uh, Great questions. I love the questions. You guys are really awesome. And let's see. Yeah, I have a heart on my shirt, encouraged with the heart in the middle, because you know what? It is about the heart. And helping people is what we're about in this retreat. And we have a heart for the kids. We have a heart for anyone that's helping the kids, because if they have a heart for the kids, we're, we're with them, and we want to help them have an easier journey as well. So I think I'm going to kind of slow down at this point and maybe get ready to hop off. I don't know if Dr. John had time or not to join us. I was kind of hoping he might, but that's okay. This has been pre-recorded or recorded, and it'll be up live on the website, so you'll be able to watch this again. I appreciate all of you. Thank you. And by the way, I will change the title when I send out the new email. But the title of my presentation was Connecting to Community. And the more I got into it, and when I recorded my final version, I put it out as helping your team to connect to community. And so, oh, let's see. Where did I go? I don't know. Who is this? Oh, Marilyn Parrott. Parrott. I'm having trouble finding the rest of the conference. Where did I go? Where do I go? Um, if you're Marilyn, I don't know if you're still online here, but we'll answer you in the message chat when the live video is over. But I'll just say it here. If you're trying to connect to the rest of the conference, uh, go to the registration page. If you're not getting emails, go to the registration page and put in your email, and then you'll be in the email chain where we're sending the links to the various presentations. And let's see, we got a new Shalina will find her. Um, it's my pleasure to share, and I hope that you'll find some good resources not only in my presentation but throughout the retreat. There's still some really good stuff coming up in the rest of the week. So um, I appreciate your time and your efforts. And what I was saying before that last email popped up, or that message, was that I changed the title of my presentation to Helping Your Teen Connect to Community. And because I realized that connecting to community physically as well as through the internet is not really as easy as it sounds, because with all of the crazy things going on out there. Someone said to check a spam filter if you're having issues. If you're not getting the emails, check your spam. Thank you for that, Cheryl. I appreciate that. Um, but I wanted to just bring to light that the presentation goes through the various steps, and I give a lot of examples, and I give a lot of additional resources, which, by the way, are going to be up on my website. So if you watch my presentation, flip to the end of it if you can't take all of my talking. And you can see at the very last couple of 3 pages, I give you probably somewhere in the neighborhood of another 12 or 15 resource links to things that will help. But the presentation does walk you through searching the internet, connecting to groups, how to monitor groups, how to have your teen join a group, and do it anonymously to monitor the moods and decide whether or not it's a good group. And I really highly recommend, if you're a foster parent or some sort of a mentor, that you come alongside those youth and help them decide if this is a healthy group or not. Because you know what? Coming from traumatized environments, we don't always make the best choices. And having a healthy person alongside of you to help you understand that, you might think it's funny that people are, joking with each other, or poking at each other, or whatever the heck. But anyway, we would, I put a lot of those kind of tips in there. So it's a good presentation if you're not real internet literate yourself. So I hope that's helpful. Well, listen, we're winding up at 8:45. I think I'm going to wind down. I don't see any more questions. I'll give you like a 2-minute warning here. So if you have any other questions, please put them in the comment section, and I'll try to answer those for you. I appreciate everything that you've put out here, folks. I appreciate your time. And I will look forward to hopefully connecting with some of you in the future. To where we can help more kids, we can help more of the teens, more of the youth, and more of the families. And I appreciate that, and we'll look forward. I hope you have a great rest of your conference, and I'll look forward to seeing some of your comments. Go out on the Facebook page itself, if you would, please. If you watched any of the presentations, come back and tell us what you got out of those presentations, and share your takeaways and your thoughts, because that will help all of us to learn from what we're presenting, what works, what doesn't work, what helps, what doesn't help. So we'd appreciate that feedback so that we can maybe even do a better job for you in the next conference, which hopefully will be in the fall again next year with Dr. John. So appreciate your time, folks. This is Danny Vann saying bye for now. Take care.